In this video, we're going to look at spatial awareness training for your inner ear, which should help you with speeding up your visual processing. So your inner ear and your eyes are two of the most important senses in your body. They're two of the strongest senses in your body. Vision, I've talked about in other videos, takes up 50% of your whole brain. 50% of the neurons in your brain are in some way involved with processing vision. And balance is one sense that really, if you don't have it, if your inner ear, your vestibular system is not working properly, you really can't function very well at all. People with vestibular dysfunctions often spend all of the time dizzy, nauseous. It's hard to stand up. It's very difficult to move around through space. So a properly functioning vestibular system is really useful in helping us to survive. And one of the things that tends to happen though, is with all of the systems in the brain, if we don't use them so much, then they start to die out. The sort of phrase we're all used to is use it or lose it. Anything that you don't practice and don't practice often, your brain will not see the need for, and therefore it will start taking that brain space and using it for something else. And that is true for your vision as much as it is true for your muscles, as it is true for your inner ear. Now, what can happen occasionally is if we spend a lot of time sedentary, so if we're sitting down, if we're not moving around as much as we normally are, then we still want to be able to balance. Our inner ear is starting to shut down. It's starting to work less and less just because we're not using it as much as we used to be. So our eyes then have to say, all right guys, I'm going to take on all of this work. I'll do more work trying to make sure I know what everything is, where everything is, and which way up I am, so that I'm still able to go through my day functioning in an okay manner. So our eyes end up taking a lot of the work off the inner ear. What that means though is if our visual system is working much harder, then it's got more stuff to do. Actually, the end result is that it starts to process things a little bit slower. So while you may find actually you feel fine, you can stay upright, you can walk around, you might start feeling a bit more sluggish or fatigued, or you might not. You might just find that actually you can't run as fast as you used to. You can't move, you can't play the piano, the guitar riff as quickly as you were able to before. Your visual system is overloaded and it is trying to do the job of several different things. So this exercise is to just start training your vestibular system in a nice easy way to kind of keep it. Maybe if you find that you're sedentary, you're not moving around as much as you would like to be able to, this is one exercise that you can do that is very easy and just helps your inner ear try and get a gauge of the space around it. So the exercise of this, you're going to need a chair that rotates, and all you're going to do is choose a starting position. So I'm going to start staring at the camera. You are going to close your eyes, and then you're going to rotate yourself around in one full circle. So you're going to close your eyes, rotate around, and when you finish, you should be right back where you started, okay? So you can try this one way, the other way. I'm going to give that another go just to try and redeem myself. That time was a little bit better. What you should find is over time, if you practice this a lot, you should start getting a little bit better at it. And you might find that you're better in certain speeds over other speeds. For some of you, that might be starting slow. Some of you, it might be starting fast. There's no hard and fast rule that says slower is always better, faster is always harder. It sort of just depends on what your brain likes, what kind of stimulus it likes, and what it is used to. If you want to make this harder, there are two ways we can go about it. So one is to change the speed, like we just talked about. Your brain will prefer some speeds over others, so by altering the speed, you can just mess with your inner ear a little bit, make it harder. The second is you can turn, but rather than stop in one specific location, you can spin and just wait until you stop spinning. And then once you have stopped, I'll just say I've stopped here. Your job is to then point to where you think your original starting location was. And again, I was off. Interestingly, by exactly the same amount as I was the first time. So again, probably there's some issue with mapping there in my right horizontal vestibular canal. And if I was to train that over and over, I'd probably find it would get more and more accurate. Finally, you don't just your inner ear isn't just dealing with horizontal plane movement. It also deals with vertical movement up and down. So what you can also do is to tilt your head backwards and try the same thing. Really not good backwards. And also tilt your head down. So you can have your head neutral, up and down, try the exact same exercise, both directions, and just see which ones are your strong points, which ones are your weak points, and maybe if you train the weak points, you lighten the load of the visual system a little bit so that it can start focusing on other things. So there's your exercise. Try it out, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time.